Yeah, so I got these two airbrushes. So this one here is the Patriot 105 here, and we have a hard time seeing. There we go, the Patriot 105 here, and that's the one we've been using for a while. But now I switched to this one here, the Extreme Patriot. This one is called the Aero, and then the difference between the Aero and the Patriot Extreme is the cup size actually. So you can see this one is a pretty large cup size, and this one's a very small one. This is kind of a thing of this is exactly like with the ladies. You know, you have to check for different cup size, but it really doesn't matter because it changes nothing into how you use them, right? It has like no practical function except this one you can put a lot. This one you can put a lot more paint in it, but that's kind of the only mechanical difference is how much paint you can have at one time. Really, so that's kind of one thing that you can check for when you're looking for like specs of different thing. Now this one here, what makes it extreme, besides the little front here, I don't know if you can tell, but the needle is like sticking out like crazy. And to me that is very extreme because I am clumsy and I drop things all the time. So this guy, 99% sure that how this guy ends is because I'm going to drop it and the needle will explode something, or the nozzle will break because the needle will force on it. Whereas this one, the needle is kind of like hidden inside of it, like you can barely see it poking out. So the normal one is kind of much safer, if you will. But the other big difference is the trigger, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but this one here, the bottom one, the Extreme, is much longer. That means you have like a lot more control, because going from here to the back here, you have a lot more pull, right? But then this one here, that basically as soon as you kind of pull, you get. So this is kind of the interesting feature of this one. Yeah, exactly. You get a lot more leverage out of this one. So if you're this is a really great starter model in terms of pricing, because this is like 80 to 100 bucks tops. It's used like that, and then you can shop for sales on this. So that the price point makes it a great entry tool. But this one, in terms of like precision and then learning to master, like to get the fine tune, in terms of getting like the sweet spot for this one, it is much easier, because let's say that the spray that you want to get is like exactly here. Well, you have a lot more room to play with to get the exact spray. This gives you a lot more control. Whereas this one, finding the sweet spot is kind of hard because you have a lot less leverage to it. So the more that I'm using this little guy here, the Patriot Extreme, the more I like it, because it's literally spraying on easy mode. Unless you want to go like super like am fisted and you're just like spraying like a freaking like a building or whatever, like primer. This tool here, a lot more fun, and it allows you to even the smaller details, like getting from here to here, just a small action. This is really interesting. The other thing that have been pointed out by one of my friends with like really big hands is this one here. Depending on how you're spraying, especially the people that are spraying with their index, your finger does not like kind of fit because of the bigger cup. And this is something I've never realized. Also because I spray with my my thumb because I'm a barbarian. But some people spray with their index. I like the thumb. But the bigger cup and then the placement, especially on the cheaper ones. I don't have one right now, but sometimes they're really close together because they save like, I don't know, like 3 centimeter of like a centimeter of metal there. So the cheaper knockoffs, they go like, oh yes, please save me 1 centimeter of this super cheap aluminum. And then you're kind of like stuck onto the cup, and then it's very frustrating to use. So this is another great thing about this one here, where the trigger is like on top of it's impossible to touch it basically. But this model also exists with a bigger cup. I've used it before. I've had one. So it exists. I'm just pretty sure that the Aero variation is the one with the smaller cup. But so these are a couple of the like intangible things that you can look for. Like it's rarely, you rarely see the cup size being mentioned in the specs, but it's something you can look for. And the trigger action is also something that you have to kind of know what you get into, right? Like the same thing with the pistol grips and whatnot. So getting this one here, very, very interesting. Like the Patriot Aero, Extreme Patriot Aero. Very, very pleased with this purchase, to be honest. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. Yeah, I've started using this one for a week now, and I figured it would be a good video because I've really been enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. Usually, it's just I use an airbrush and I don't really care about it. Like, it's this is the airbrush we use, and okay, this guy worth a few minutes to sing its praises. Because it's been a while since I sang the praises of Badger stuff. To be honest, let's keep it real.